I never thought a 30-second video would be the reason my life fell apart, but it was. Not a scream, not a slap, not even an argument. Just a video. On TikTok. Seen by millions, including my husband. My name is Rachel. I'm 34 years old. And this is how everything I had, my marriage, my family, my dignity, was destroyed by a decision I can never take back. Tom and I had been married for nearly a decade. We were the classic love story. College sweethearts who moved into a small apartment right after graduation, full of dreams and debt and too much Chinese takeout. He was my safe place, my steady hand, the man who held my hair back when I was sick and made me tea when I was sad. But somewhere between the mortgage and the morning routines, we became silent. He was still kind, still responsible, still dependable, but he stopped being present. Conversations became surface level. He'd come home, barely say a word, bury his face in his phone, and fall asleep before I could even kiss him goodnight. At first, I thought it was stress. Work. Maybe a phase. But it never passed. I remember the night I realized I felt more alone with him than I did when I was single. It was our anniversary. I had cooked his favorite meal, got a sitter for the kids, wore the dress he once said made me look like magic. He walked in, gave me a half smile, mumbled thanks, and turned on the TV. That was it. No card, no flowers, no eye contact. I sat across from him at the table, untouched dinner going cold, and thought, I don't exist anymore.
Then came Lucas.
We met at a local charity event. He was the photographer. I was helping with registration. He was charismatic, funny, a bit younger, but what pulled me in wasn't his charm. It was the way he saw me, really saw me. At one point, he showed me a photo he'd taken of me laughing while holding a clipboard. He smiled and said, "You look happiest when you're not pretending." It caught me off guard because I was pretending. Every day. Smiling. Functioning, but hollow inside. I laughed it off, but his words stayed with me. That night, I looked at that photo again and again. I didn't recognize the woman in it. She looked alive, and I wanted to feel that again. Our messages started casually. Then came the late-night chats, the inside jokes, the compliments, the voice notes. I told myself it was harmless. I was just venting, just making a friend. But I knew what I was doing. We met up for coffee, then dinner, then drinks. Until one night, in a dimly lit hotel room, I stopped pretending it was innocent, and I crossed the line. For 3 months, I lived a double life. Mom by day, cheater by night. It wasn't love. It wasn't even lust. It was escape. Lucas made me feel like I mattered again, like I was still a woman, not just a mother, not just a wife in a marriage slowly dying. And then, just like that, not because I wanted it to, but because the whole world found out. It was a regular Tuesday. Tom was at work, the kids were at my sister's. I was watching Netflix in bed, feeling the usual guilt creep in. Then my phone buzzed, a message from Lucas. No words, just a link. I clicked. And there it was, a TikTok. Grainy, shaky footage of a hotel hallway. 2 people walking in, laughing, kissing, me, him. Clear as day, 12,000 views, then 19,000, then 40,000. Captioned, "Married woman sneaks into hotel with her boyfriend, caught on camera." I couldn't breathe. I refreshed the page. The views kept climbing. The comments were brutal. Homewrecker. She's going to lose everything. This is why men have trust issues. I tried calling Lucas. No answer. I sent him message after message. Who filmed this? Did you post it? Please tell me this isn't real. Nothing. That evening, Tom walked in, calm, quiet. He didn't even sit down, just walked up to me, held out his phone and pressed play. It was the same video. He didn't yell, he didn't cry. He just looked at me with eyes I didn't recognize anymore and asked, "Is that you?" I wanted to explain. I wanted to scream. I wanted to vanish, but I could only nod. He turned, grabbed his car keys, and walked out the door. No suitcase, no confrontation, just silence. And that silence screamed louder than any fight could.
By morning,
The video had 1 million views. By the end of the week, it had passed 5 million. It made its way to Reddit, Instagram, Twitter. My inbox was a war zone, people tagging me, messaging me, commenting on photos of my kids. One woman I barely knew from the school PTA sent me a screenshot with 3 words, "Is this you?" My sister stopped answering my calls. Even my own mother messaged me just once, "You've humiliated us." And Lucas? He messaged me 2 days later. I didn't film it. I swear. I'm sorry. Then vanished, deleted everything, blocked me. 2 weeks later, Tom returned. He didn't come back to talk. He came back to hand me divorce papers. He looked tired, older, like something had been drained from his soul. I don't hate you, he said. I just can't look at you without seeing that video. I tried to speak. I was lonely. It didn't mean anything. I still love you. But he'd already turned to leave. The internet moved on. New scandals, new faces. But I didn't move on. My name was still tied to that video. My face was used in memes, reaction reels, stitch videos of people reacting with disgust. Strangers called me names. Friends abandoned me. Even brands I'd partnered with removed my name from their websites. And the worst part? My kids. They're still too young to understand now. But one day, they'll find it. And what will I say? It's been over a year now. The views have stopped. The comments have slowed, but the damage is permanent. I live alone in a small apartment. I see the kids on weekends. Tom is rebuilding, quietly, gracefully. He still answers my calls, short, polite, distant. I go to therapy. I volunteer. I cook. I breathe. But I don't date. I don't look people in the eye for too long. I don't speak to strangers in elevators because I still hear it. The laughter in that hallway, the silence in Tom's voice, the sound of the door clicking shut behind him. If I could go back, I would have fought harder for my marriage. I would have screamed, demanded to be seen, refused to settle for half love. But instead, I chose a shortcut, and the internet made sure the whole world watched me take it. So now I live with one truth. I didn't just destroy my marriage. I didn't just break the man who loved me. I let a stranger record my downfall. And my husband found out the worst thing I've ever done through a viral TikTok.